because the players around him are so good. This is what the guys are saying. You know, that connection is virtually there straight away.
Yeah, like I thought, like Paul said, I thought it may have took him a little bit longer after seeing the Community Shield game. I thought it wouldn't have happened this weekend, maybe next weekend or the weekend after. But like you said, when you're clever and you have that football IQ, you just get on with it. I remember when I was first coming through at City, and I was only a young lad, and as you said, I used to just dribble everywhere. And I was playing with Al Berkovic, and he just said to me, just give me the ball, run, you don't need to shout. And he used to give it back to me one touch all the time, and then we just built a relationship where I didn't even need to have the ball. That I knew he wanted me to run in behind the fullback so he can pass that ball in between the centre-back and the fullback, and it worked for years.
All round today for Erling Haaland, just before he came up. You've had a close look at him. What apart from the goals, what impressed you the most?
I loved every part of his game, the variety of his game, Steve. You know, coming short here, his lovely first touch, keeping the ball, and then not just switching off, not thinking you've done your job, but he's ready for the next one as well. Always on that edge, always on the back line, getting into dangerous positions in the box. You know, here he sort of peels off, he gets in between the two centre-halves, Foden inches away from a perfect cross. And again here, as soon as he knows Jack Grealish is in good possession of the ball, spinning, running in behind, Jack really should have passed him the ball there. That was a big opportunity. Gundogan in this instance, again, possibly not so obvious because he might have had to go down one side or another. Wasn't quite on, so I don't blame Gundogan there, but that probably spiked his awareness and thought, right, next time I'm going to be playing him through, and this is that next time. He just sets off, he's on his bike straight away, and the power, how he covers the ground so quickly. Perfect touch to go around the goal. He knows that that's a penalty before he's even touched it. He's playing for that penalty, and then as Scholes says, strokes it in, absolutely effortless. And again, his control, his link-up play, his everything about it. I mean, he's just a world-class player, and he showed that today.
Everything was there. It was an all-round performance, wasn't it? Even his play outside the box, as you said, we was a little bit concerned about that, but he did everything very simple, I thought, outside the box. And he did this brilliantly, his movement and his goal scoring. And it's frightening to see. I don't think he's fully fit yet. You think of towards the end of last season, he hardly played a game. He had a lot of injuries. That's probably his third or fourth game back. So he's still got 5 or 6 games where you're thinking to reach full peak fitness. And when he gets a run of 10, 15 games going together, if he can, touch what he does, because he is someone who does seem to pick up a few injuries, but if he gets 10, 15 games together, this lad, he just could be anything he wanted to be.
You know what I loved about him the most as well is that he always gave West Ham centre-backs something to think about. Like the guy said, when he came short, that wasn't enough for him. Even if he wasn't getting the ball, he was pushing them back, which then creates more space in between for like those smart players like your Kevin De Bruyne, your Phil Fodens and your Gundogans, that creates those chances so he's closer to goal. So for me, he's like everyone said, his all-round game today was fantastic.
Perfect start for Manchester City then, 12 months on, having lost in London to Spurs. They've beaten West Ham. Erling Haaland, the hero, and here is his manager, Pep Guardiola.
Well done, Pep. What did you make of the opening day victory for your side, and in particular the Premier League debut of Erling Haaland?
Yeah, it was an excellent performance. What we have not done against Liverpool in terms of be more competitive as a team, we did it today. And a team like it's not easy, especially in the long balls. And yeah, we play a really, really good game. Of course, Erling scored the 2 goals. It's important for him, for us, for everyone. So we didn't have any doubt when a guy scored a goal. And since he was born, why should not score here or in another team? Because always it's going to happen with him. But not just we make the process, the game, to create chances. And a team like this defend so deep, well, good transitions. And especially Kyle Walker was amazing today. I want to make an incredible big compliment for the game he played today. But all of them, the back four, Rodri, Gundo, Jack was brilliant in the second goal, the quality field. Everyone was really, really good.
So when you've already got that quality, what does Erling Haaland give you? Does he give you a different dimension?
What he gives us is his qualities. So that we are going to play, not going to change much. We're going to adapt. We know now we have a threat there. So it's incredible deep runner, and especially as a good finisher. And I would say that he is adapting perfectly in the way we want to play. And as much the games we're going through, we're going to find him more, and hopefully we can give him the opportunity to score a goal.
As well as the goals, what did you like about his performance today?
Erling? No, in general was good. Of course. But I said before, after the Liverpool game, so Liverpool plays the first 90 minutes after 5 months, I think so, we didn't play, so was injured most of the time, and he's a big guy. It's not like Julian, he came from Argentina already in the competition. He's a guy who needs the rhythm, but the important is, play the way he's playing, knowing the guys, know each other, know what we want to do, and after. So I cannot teach him to score goals, I cannot say anything about that. And he has to be comfortable, knowing the locker room and the club, he's going to adapt really quick.
After the way he took his second goal today, there's already comparisons with Ronaldo, with Thierry Henry, the way he opened up his body. Do you think that he has the potential to end up in that sort of company because he has such talent?
Yeah, of course he has talent, but listen, 1 week ago when he missed the chance that we had, he was a failure, and the people say he's not going to adapt and in the Premier League, and everybody laughed for him. So, and now he's going to Thierry or Cristiano Ronaldo. Take time. So it's the first Premier League game. He's 21 or 22 years old. He has a long career, and when he's going to retire, going to hopefully stay many years here in Man City. But we're going to analyze what he has done. So be calm. So the important is the inside of us. We know what you have to do. We know the quality that he has, and alongside for the other guys, and after that we'll see.
He converted his penalties. Does that mean he'll now be the penalty taker, or is it still for the players to discuss?
Well, he took the when it was penalty, and he went immediately to took the ball and has and that I like it. For the fact I'm going to be the taker, I'm going to score a goal. So he did it in Dortmund, I think so. And the penalties is the guy who has the confidence to do it. He's going to do it.
Pep, just one other question. You always say, look, game by game, week by week, look at our next opponents. But because this is a unique year, because of the World Cup and when it is, do you have to approach the season differently? Almost have that in your mind now?
No, we have 70 Premier Leagues, and before I think 60 or 70 Premier League games before the World Cup, and the group stage for the Champions League. So it's we have many games, so it's half part of the season. So, and I don't think before. I think prepare the team as well as possible and win West Ham game. Now, Bournemouth, new promoted. I know Scott Parker how good he is, and defend back five and prepare Bournemouth. And we'll see what happens, how far we arrive, and we'll see how good or we are, and we'll see at the end. And the people going to World Cup, you have to enjoy the World Cup, and after when they come back, we'll see how they come back. And the winners will be happier, the losers will be unhappier, and we will see. And after, we take a decision day by day. It's the best lesson I learned from my career as a manager. So don't make too much perspective. So we are, football is like life. Forget to organize your life, just live it. And this is the best way. So tomorrow is, another day, and prepare Bournemouth, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Cheers, Pep.
Wise words from Pep Guardiola, and he obviously doesn't want the comparisons. He doesn't want to get too carried away. We are looking at one game in the Premier League. However, when you look at Erling Haaland's numbers up to today and what he's done today, and you've analysed his all-round game at 22, how excited are you about the longevity potentially?
Well, it's understandable. Yeah, he doesn't want to put any pressure, any added pressure on, and it's a fact that a lot of people were laughing after the Community Shield, and I watched the game and I thought, wow, because I've been in that situation. I've missed 5 chances in a game and not scored, and actually come off the game I thought I played well there, and everyone's having a go at me. I'm like, no one else would have got those chances. No one else would have got in that position as quickly. And I was watching him thinking exactly the same. Forget missing chances. He's proven time and time and time again that he's a great finisher. So as long as he's getting the chances, he's going to score a hatful. He can't go and say, oh, he's going to break this record and that record. But we can sit here and say, well, what we've seen in his career so far, if he stays fit And if he stays in this Premier League for a long time, then he's going to break a lot of records. He might have come into the Premier League a little bit late to go and beat the all-time record of 260 goals of Alan Shearer, but he's going to be in the 100 club. He's possibly going to be in the 200 club. He's going to be, right up there with the leading goal scorers of all time if all those things go according to plan.
I've got to totally agree with Michael there. I think if the chances are given to him and he stays fit, he will definitely score a lot of goals, especially if he plays the way he played today. But it's still a long way to go, and I think he's just got to take it step by step.
But you can understand Manchester City fans all around the world getting very excited on the back of today.
Yeah, of course you can. I quite like Pep's interview, really. It's almost protecting him a little bit. They don't want to get too carried away with it. Just, look, keep him on a level ground. It's probably what Sir Alex wanted with his younger players. You think of the stars like Ryan Giggs coming on the scene. He didn't want him to do anything, no press interviews. And I think Pep's pretty similar to this, comparing him to Cristiano and Thierry Henry. Look, we all know if he carries on and he's fit, he will get to that level. But just let the lad play his football, let him enjoy his football, let him keep developing, let him keep learning, keep winning trophies. And playing in a Manchester City team, he can't be a better club where he's going to get chances created for him. 5, 6, 7, 8 chances every week. And the finishing a bit, he's going to have a time where he has a little bit of a dry spell. It's inevitable. Every single centre forward, well, maybe not Messi and Ronaldo.
I thought you were going to say Michael then.
No. Michael, you had a dry spell, haven't you, mate? You must have. I don't believe it. So, yeah, he will have a dry spell, but look, he's so good already. His finishing's that good. He's not going to last for long if he does have one.
And the thing is, rarely we get a player of this quality. There's so many young players come through the ranks and everyone wants to build these young players up, and you get why people get a bit, don't say too much. But this fella's different. Wayne Rooney was different. There's certain players that come through in recent years and you just think, well, that's different to everybody else. And he's one. There is no question about it. If he stays fit and he stays playing in the Premier League for a long time, then he's going to break loads and loads of records. He is a real one-off.
And Liverpool and United fans in particular won't want to hear this, but as Premier League fans, it's proving again that the highest players want to come here, and we're going to hopefully be lucky to see him season after season playing in this league.
Well, the excitement of watching him today, the excitement of coming here and knowing that we're covering Manchester City and watching this great team, the current Premier League champions, that are actually possibly even better than last season with the players that they've brought in, and about to watch somebody that's shot the lights out in a different league, and can they now do it in this country? Can they be as effective? I mean, you genuinely get so excited, and then when they come out and they blitz their rivals like they did today and like Haaland did, it's just so exciting, and we're very fortunate to attract the best players in the world, and we can have these discussions about the very, very best.
One more quick question. Have we ever seen Sean Wright-Phillips as excited as he was at Erling Haaland? That's the biggest compliment we can pay Erling Haaland, I think. Look at that smile.
He's always excited as well.
Well, on the other side of the coin, of course, David Moyes and West Ham begin the season with defeat against the reigning champions. Here's the Hammers boss now.
Tough afternoon for your side.
They were so good, I felt that tactically they completely outdone us today. We'd done a pretty good job on them, but today they played differently. They brought both their full-backs in to play in the middle of the pitch, made it harder for us to deal with it. They got wide a lot easier, and we'd worked hard in trying to replicate what we'd done last season, at the end of last season, to try and make sure that it gave us a chance, but they were so good today.
It was brief, but you had a bright opening before they really took control.
Yeah, we had a minute, I think, and I told the players that. But after that, it was just a case of trying to stay in the game. We did for long periods. Look, we only went in at half-time 1 down to a penalty kick, which gave us an opportunity and a chance. And we started the second half, little bits of it were a bit better. We just started to grow into the game. But look, their quality told in the end, and obviously we're just missing 1 or 2 at the back as well, which might have helped us.
Is that the dilemma? There's only one in it, but if you gamble a little bit, they can open up anybody.
Well, they can, but I felt as if we hadn't played well enough, whether we'd stayed in the game or not. I didn't think we'd played well enough, so I wanted to try and see if I could change the run of the game and try and get a bit more of the ball, try and see if we could get some chances. Hey, we got a little bit more of the ball for about 5 minutes, but in the end they were far better than us, and we couldn't cope with them today.
Unfortunately, you were on the receiving end of it, but Erling Haaland announced himself in the Premier League today as an opposing manager. What did you make of him?
Well, I don't really want to talk about other teams' players, but look, we've all watched them from a distance. We see someone who looks as if he's going to be an outstanding standing player, but we saw him make their same run against Liverpool in the Charity Shield, and we talked about it. You know, he's running through, and the quality De Bruyne's got, that he could make the pass and make them through. I still think that we should have probably cut the pass out, to be honest.
Let's talk about one of your players, new player, Maxwell Cornet, announced on the pitch at half-time. What's he going to bring you?
Well, he's brought some goals and some assists to the Premier League. I hope we can do that to West Ham as well. He's had quite a few goals through his career, so we need to add more attacking options. At the moment we're a bit short, so hopefully he can give us that.
Hopefully we're getting a few more bodies in.
Yeah, we did it. We need it. We know we need to freshen up a little bit. We're a bit stale, I feel, at the moment. But look, our centre half gets injured in pre-season friendly. I don't know what you can do anything about that. So we have attempted to do it, and our centre forward's getting himself fit. So, and the goalkeeper we signed plays today after Lucas gets injured. So you can see we still need a bit of work to do. Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Cheers. Thank you.
That was a very honest assessment from David Moyes.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with West Ham, to be honest. I think it's normally one of the toughest away games to go to. Look, we all know how good City are in possession especially, but when you play against these teams, they're normally really well organised, and he somehow finds a way to make it difficult for you. I thought they almost lied down and had the belly tickle today. It was a disappointing performance from them. Honestly, it was so basic the first half. They sat deep, didn't get anybody to the ball. When the ball did come to them, they booted it as far as they could to Antonio to try and run onto it, but they never had any joy with it. And I think West Ham have got some really good players, some really good footballers. I said that at half time, some players who can handle the ball, comfortable on the ball. You think of Declan Rice. How much do they want for him? He can handle the football. Centre midfield player. Lantini's a good footballer. Jared Bowen was brilliant towards the end of last season. So, look, as good as Manchester City were, I was left a little bit disappointed in West Ham. Look, West Ham will get stronger, of course it will, with a couple more signings maybe to help them. But today, I felt City going to what is usually a tough place, it was all a little bit too easy for them.
Would you go along with Paul? I mean, City had drawn the last 3 at West Ham before today.
Yeah, West Ham, they weren't aggressive enough, I didn't think. I mean, it's a balance, isn't it? You don't want to leave yourself open. You don't want to go and press and leave yourself open, because you know what Haaland can do, you know what De Bruyne can do and finding him as well. But there is a balance to be had between just sitting there and, as Paul says, getting your belly tickled.
You like the sound of that?
I love it. I got excited. There is a balance to be struck, and I don't think they struck that balance that well today. So, the only positive for David Moyes from today is that he only has to play Manchester City once more this season in the league.
Is it sometimes the fear factor of playing the champions and how good they can be, though? That they get in, even before a ball's kicked this season, they get in opposition players and managers' heads?
I would say back when I played, yes. But if you've seen West Ham over, like you said, the last 2 or 3 years, they haven't been afraid of any
But
of
did you not see signs of that today? A little bit too much respect?
I saw signs wanting to get close and tight to anybody. I think it's okay letting them have it in their half, City have it in their half, because you don't want to expose your back line too much. But once they get over the halfway line, I feel like then there has to be some aggressive, especially in the midfield, and it was all too comfortable. I think Cancelo came in from the left and literally runs straight across the middle of the park. He's not the strongest person, and for me, he should be tackled, and it didn't happen, and it was happening everywhere. And I think that was one of their biggest mistakes in that game.